That's really good. Oh, hungry? Why wait? Grab a Bible. I'm Graham. And today, I have the pleasure of telling you about my favorite Bible story of all time. It's about Jesus, and it's when he was in the wilderness. The wilderness was like the worst place ever known to men and women. And see, the thing about the wilderness was you couldn't have anything to eat in the wilderness. It was like going to a place where they had no food. There's no McDonald's or Burger King, drive-through Starbucks, Arby's. It is absolutely just barren, like maybe a snow cone stand, but that's it. So Jesus is out there, and he doesn't eat for 40 days. Like, he was hungry. Anyways, Jesus is out in the wilderness, and who does he see out there? But his arch nemesis, Satan Jones. And Satan says to him, "Yeah, Jesus, so you think you're the Son of God, huh? Big man on campus." And he says, "I bet you're not the Son of God." And Jesus is like, "Well, I am, sucker." "Well, you gotta pass some tests to prove it. First, see that over there? That's the Tower of Babel. You have to scale it to the top in under a minute." So they run over to the Tower of Babel, and they start scaling the walls. What Satan Jones didn't know is that Jesus has tremendous leg muscles. That's what you get from being the son of a carpenter. Ripped. Jesus got to the top, did the Rocky victory dance, and Satan is like, double dare or physical challenge? And of course, Jesus chooses a physical challenge. It's because he's God. Satan says, "Okay, Jesus, you got to turn this keg of water into half and half milk and drink the whole thing in less than an hour." So Jesus looks over there and waves his magical hands and changes that barrel of water into half and half milk. And he drinks that thing with a straw in 14 minutes. Satan said, "Wow, Jesus, I've never seen anyone drink half and half milk like you can. But you know what? You have to complete another task. I know you can walk on water, but can you run on water?" So he made Jesus run a 10K marathon upstream on the Red Sea. So Jesus is like, okay. He puts on his running headband, his running shoes on, his Chuck Taylors, and Jesus is like, he's running up and down the ways. It's like the Boston Marathon, only 10 times better. So he makes it to the end, and Satan says, "All right, you finished 3 out of the 4 tests, but the 4th is almost impossible." He tosses him into a den full of lions and tigers and bears. Oh my, it's making me thirsty. There are also pumas, chipmunks, cheetahs, a big old mean old rooster, billions of snakes. And Jesus hated snakes. But he wasn't that afraid because he was God and all. And at the end of 2 days, he would have to face Satan in an ultimate fighting death match. And so in order to gain the proper training, Jesus had to meet with his mentor, Mr. Miyagi. And Mr. Miyagi said to him, "Jesus-san, I teach you move that will beat Satan Jones. The best move ever invented by humans. The crane." The fight started, and all the animals gathered around, and the announcer comes out. The voice says, "In one corner, Jesus. In the other corner, Satan. Fight!" And they fight, and Satan's trying all these tricky moves on him. The voice goes, "Finish him." And Jesus does the crane. Jesus won, of course, because he was God and all. To celebrate, and because he was hungry, he had an enormous 12-story cake. And that, friends, is why the Bible says you can have your cake and eat it too. Here's to you, Jesus.